welcome back to my channel. I've got two lectures today, one for contract law and one for international law. I think what I'm going to do before I head off to the faculty is probably go down to the butchery and get something for breakfast and then head over. My lecture's not till 10, but I'll probably just head over just to go through lecture notes and make sure I'm just get myself prepared for those lectures. So my contract law lecture finished off on offer and acceptance, which are two important principles in terms of the formation of a contract. And then for international law, we finished off on the sources of international law. Now heading back to college, but probably going to start off to first of all get something for lunch, but also buy a few things in. I decided to go to Spoons for lunch, and then afterwards went to the shops to get a few things in. I was running low on food. I'm probably going to, for this afternoon, get on with some supervision preparation. But before that, there's something that I need to do, which I did forget to do in the last vlog. And so yes, even though I didn't do the laundry segment in the last vlog, here it is now. I've got my clothes here and I'll put that on for the cycle, and while that's going on, I'll be getting on with the supervision preparation that I mentioned. Yes, I will actually turn it on. I did forget to do that the last time I put on the laundry, as you'll recall in the first vlog. So yes, I will make sure that it is on. I'm heading over to a panel event that's on at Robinson College. It's on how to succeed and fund a career in the bar. So as someone who's interested in law and taking law as a career, potentially as a barrister, I really want to go to this event and see what it's like. They've got some speakers, some practitioners from different chambers, so it'll be interesting to hear from them about life at the bar and how it works. I am glad that I did go to that event. So basically what they had 4 representatives from different chambers there, but each of them from different Inns of Court. So basically there are 4 Inns of Court, and there was one from each of them there, so they were given a talk about what life at the bar is like, their experiences, and then it was opened up to Q&A. Then afterwards there was a little bit of a reception at the college where you could chat with them a little bit more and ask them a few more questions. And I thought overall the event was really helpful. It gave me insight into life as a barrister, what to expect, what are they looking for in terms of the pupillage and application process, things like that. I'm going to probably head off to bed soon, quite tired. Not as busy day tomorrow. I've got a couple of lectures and there's an event at the union, but not too bad. So yeah, I'll see you in the morning. 2 lectures today, one for land law and one for administrative law. Definitely looking forward to administrative law in particular. I'm certainly enjoying that so far. Probably going to stay at the faculty and at the Squire Law Library there pretty much for most of the day, because I've got a few bits of pieces I need to do there, and I've got obviously quite a bit of supervision work to prepare for as well. I've had my 2 lectures and I've had an interview for one of the subcommittees of the Law Society, so fingers crossed for that. Spoiler alert, I sadly did not get the position that I had the interview for. I'm now rushing back to get myself sorted and then need to head out to the union. We've got an event there and of course I'm there as events management. The event at the union was Ensaf Heder, who's a human rights activist, and she was definitely interesting to listen to. And in terms of the events management, that went well. Then afterwards, me, a few others, and the speaker and a friend went to a restaurant nearby, had a 3-course meal. That was delicious. We had good conversations, and overall, it was just a good time. I've had a good night. I need to head off to bed soon. I've got some very interesting things happening tomorrow. I'll tell you more about that in the morning. Without giving too much away at the moment, before I head out, I need to get some supervision work done. I'm out all day, so I'm not going to have much time to get the work done. So I'm going to do a bit now, and then I'll be getting ready to head out. So very soon I'm actually going to be heading down to London. The reason for this is I registered to go to this advocacy experience that they're doing at Gray's Inn. Gray's Inn is one of the 4 inns of court for barristers, and so what they're doing is they're putting on this advocacy experience. So there's going to be some talks put on, as well as some opportunities to practice some of the skills that would be needed as a barrister. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really good. So I'll be heading down soon. My train's booked. I'll be getting the 11:04 train into London. I'm heading to Liverpool Street and then going from Liverpool Street, getting the tube to where I need to be at Gray's Inn. I'll record where I can, and I'll see what I can record. It just depends on how busy I am, because it's quite a busy afternoon. Afterwards, I am at the Union for something as well. So it's quite a busy day and quite a busy evening as well, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. So yeah, let's get going. So I finally arrived in London. The journey wasn't too bad actually. It was only an hour on the train and then getting the tube from Liverpool Street to here, Chancery Lane, and now I'm heading up towards Gray's Inn. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this afternoon. It should be good. I need to register first, I think at 1, and then afterwards I think there's some talks on to start off with. But yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, definitely looking forward to this. Currently on the train back from London to Cambridge, and honestly I've got to say the experience was just fantastic. So first of all, we had some talks there by representatives of Gray's Inn, and then afterwards we were split into groups to do workshops, and we mainly focused on advocacy. So we got to try cross-examination and question of the witness, which was just brilliant. I was nervous, but it was just a really good experience, fantastic. I'm just so glad I did it. And we got to obviously meet new people and get to understand about life as a barrister. In the middle of that, we did have a coffee break, and then we continued the advocacy, looked at a bit of ethics as well. And afterwards, there was a meet-up, so we could meet and chat a bit more, which was brilliant. Heading back now, I'm actually at the Union this evening. There's the Freshers' Ball, a famous Fire and Ice, but I'm helping out there. I think I'm helping at the karaoke bit. I think that's what I'm doing. So that's on this evening, so that's going to probably go on till mid tomorrow morning. So I'll probably be very tired. I'll see you at some point Sunday. I had a great time at the Freshers' Ball. I had responsibility over the karaoke, so that if someone had a song, for example, that I would find that song so they could obviously perform it as part of the karaoke. And I pretty much stayed with the karaoke all evening, and it was just fantastic, really good fun. And overall, the night was just brilliant. I need to focus on getting the supervision work done. I've got 3 supervisions next week, so I need to make sure I'm fully prepared for those. And so what I'm probably going to do is head off to the library and just get on with that. So I'm making good progress when it comes to supervision preparation. I'll be mainly focusing on preparing for the international law supervision that I've got tomorrow. Just take a break to get something from the shops, then probably just continue on with that in the library. And then afterwards, I've got an event on at the Union, which I need to be at as part of my responsibility as one of the 2 heads of events management. First of all, I managed to get a bit more preparation done. I think I'll be pretty much ready for tomorrow's supervision, certainly by the end of today. I'll probably just do a little bit more when I come back from the union. Second of all, I think I've got freshers flu, so that's great. Just to know, freshers flu is very common in the first few weeks of university, and yes, it is not limited to freshers. Second years, like myself, can suffer it as well. And then third of all, I'm heading down to the union now. It's Richard Tice, who is an MEP and chairman of the Brexit Party, so that should be an interesting event. I enjoyed the speakers event by Richard Tice, MEP. He was giving a bit of information about his background and talking about the current political climate in the UK, which was quite interesting, and the events management went well as well. I've got quite a busy day tomorrow. Lectures, I've got a supervision for international law, and there's some events on at the union. So today has certainly got off to a wet and windy start. I'm heading over to the faculty now. I've got a 9 o'clock lecture for land law, and then afterwards I'll be heading down to, well, I'll probably stay at the faculty for a bit and then head down to Gonville and Keys, where I have got my supervision for international law. So for our land law lecture, we started looking at adverse possession. Now heading over for my international law supervision at Gonville and Keys in town. We'll be looking at introduction to international law and then sources. And then afterwards, later on today, I've got my lecture for administrative law. The international law supervision went well. Like I said, we went through introduction to international law and sources. Just went through some key questions, looking at the different sources and what we think about them, and looking at the cases, which was quite good. Just had my admin lecture, looking at the constitutional foundations of judicial review. Now you're probably thinking, don't you have a family law lecture now? And I do, but I have to miss that. And the reason why I'm missing it is because I need it at the union. We've got Dua Lipa, yes, Dua Lipa coming to the union, so it's all hands on deck. So the Dua Lipa event was brilliant. Just having her at the union was just surreal. It was just fantastic. The event went well overall. Then afterwards we had George Takei, who was in Star Trek, and he gave a very personal, what I thought was a very personal account of his life, including his early childhood, which was quite interesting and quite powerful, and that was fantastic. And I managed to get a photo with him, which was brilliant. Yes, those two events went really well. Tomorrow I've got a couple of supervisions and I've got some lectures on, so I'll catch you in the morning. Well, like I mentioned, I've got 2 supervisions today, the first of which will be for contract, and then afterwards there'll be one for administrative law. But first I've got my lecture for contract law at 11, so what I'm probably going to do is head over to the faculty and get on with some work, making sure I've done all the preparation that I need to do for my supervisions. I've just had my contract law lecture covering certainty and intention to create legal relations in terms of the formation of a contract. Now heading over for my contract supervision. That'll be focusing on introduction to contract law, offer and acceptance. And then later on this afternoon I've got my administrative law supervision, which will be focusing on the historical and constitutional foundations of judicial review and administrative law. Both of my supervisions went well. So for contracts, like I said, we went through offer and acceptance, went through a problem question, had a look at that, and that was very helpful. And yeah, it was just overall a very good supervision, helped to clarify some aspects of offer and acceptance that I wasn't sure about. And then for admin, which I've just had, we just went through like introduction to administrative law, foundations of judicial review, and that was interesting and helpful as hell. We had a good discussion on some of the, like for example, a recent case that's been in the Supreme Court. I think what I'm going to do now is probably just go for the faculty bit and do some supervision preparation. Basically, I just decided to spend some time at the Squire Law Library, which is at the faculty, just preparing for my supervisions that I've got next week. That'll be for family law as well as for land law. I want to get some of that done because I am actually going away for the weekend. I'll detail more about that probably in the next vlog. Because of that, I want to just make sure I'm getting the work done now, get as much as I can done while I'm in Cambridge, because I'm not sure how much I'm necessarily going to be able to get done while I am away. Last day of week 2 tomorrow, but it does mean that it's Wednesday, which means I've got quite a few lectures on. So yes, today I've got 4 lectures given that it's Wednesday, starting with a 9 o'clock lecture. So what I'll probably do is what I did last week, in that I'll probably just stay at the faculty pretty much for most of the day, and that means I can just stay there and get on with some supervision preparation when I'm not in lectures. And now, having spent some time preparing for my family law supervision at the faculty, I'm heading over to the Cambridge Union. We've got two events on this evening. We've got Alan Leong, who is a Hong Kong democracy activist, and then we've got Neo afterwards, who is a British Breakthrough Act. So both of those events should be interesting. As you might be aware, that I signed up for debating at the union in terms of like debating workshops, so I've got my first debating workshop this evening. So both the Alan Leong and Neo events went well and were very interesting. Then afterwards, like I mentioned, I was at a debating workshop. Basically, I'm in the beginners debating workshop, and so what they did is they just give us a bit of a lesson, something to take away and something to think about in terms of arguing and putting our points forward. And then they gave us a motion for us to go away and plan and then put our case forward. So I had 7 minutes to put my case forward for the opposition, and that was a good experience. And then they gave us some feedback at the end, which was very helpful. It's certainly been a busy week. I can't hide that fact, with a lot of supervisions and of course my work at the union. But I've had a good week overall. It's been enjoyable. It's been interesting. The events I've gone to have been interesting, and I'm enjoying the modules so far. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, don't forget to do the usual things: liking the video, sharing it, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to the channel by clicking the bottom right hand corner, but hit the notification bell also to keep up to date with any new videos and vlogs that come out. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, I hope to see you in the next video or vlog.